Let's take a look. So Tucky had Matt Gaetz on last night to talk, and apparently it was an impromptu call by Matt Gaetz right before the show. First, before we get into this, let's cover the details. I'll start here.
Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz is denying having a sexual relationship with an underage girl. This after the New York Times reported that the Florida representative is facing a U.S. Justice Department inquiry as part of a wider sex trafficking investigation. CNN's Lauren Fox joins us now from Capitol Hill. She's been following.
This was part of a wider sex trafficking investigation into a former Florida lawmaker. Now, the question now is whether or not Gaetz was involved in a relationship with a 17-year-old woman and whether or not he traveled across state lines with her. That is what the DOJ investigators are looking at, according to the New York Times. Now, CNN has...
Bro, he literally looks like a villain, dude. 17-year-old girl is the victim here. The alleged action is that Matt Gaetz may have bought and got a 17-year-old to do state travel so he could have sex with her. So pretty up.
DOJ investigators.
It's just like for people who are going to say like, oh, well, 17 is legal in some states, brother. Okay, well, not in Florida. And Matt Gaetz is 38 years old. So, it's pretty fucking open and shut in that respect, libertarians. Lastly, if he made her travel, then extra yikes on that front. Get ready for all the idiots to go, why is this bad, but a YouTuber in a relationship with a 17-year-old? No, because I literally asked, the first thing I asked when I found out about this, the story was like, what's going on? Is this like Matt Gaetz was 19 and she's 17 and people are making a fucking massive deal out of this? Like those people should chill the fuck out? Or like, did this happen, 2 years ago? And yes, it actually happened 2 years ago. When I was telling the story to my brother, the first thing he said was, God damn, like post Me Too? Like Me Too was happening and Matt Gaetz was literally like, nah, I'm gonna 17-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like, what a bold time to try to do statutory rape. Like, seriously. Matt Gaetz thought that was the perfect time to do it. Absolutely nobody, and I mean nobody, will catch this crime. Right in plain sight, ladies and gentlemen. Allegedly, of course.
Joining us now is one of the Times reporters who broke this story, Justice Department reporter Katie Benner. Katie, thanks so much for being here. So what exactly...
Holy shit, I know her. I didn't realize she's the one who broke it. What the...
was the Department of Justice, again, President Trump's Department of Justice, looking into with Matt Gaetz?
Sure. Well, what we saw last year is the Justice Department in the Central District of Florida, not Matt Gaetz's district, Central District of Florida, was looking into one of his friends, a local official who was accused of several things, including child sex trafficking. And in the course of that investigation, they had reason to start looking at Mr. Gaetz himself. So what they started looking at the end of last summer was whether his sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl constituted sex trafficking. And what sex trafficking would mean would be that they traveled over state lines and that she could have received something of value. That could be money, or that could be something else. That could be travel expenses. We don't know.
Has it been confirmed that he had a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old?
All we know is that that is what investigators at the FBI and the Department of Justice in that part of Florida have been looking at, as well as investigators here in Washington, D.C. He has denied it. I think we should say that his lawyer has flatly denied that he has had any relationships with anyone. We do have to give Barr, credit for acting in exactly the way we'd want an attorney general to act. And also the fact that this opened up under AG Barr is really important when you look at the claims that Gaetz is making about extortion. I'm not saying that somebody is not trying to extort his family over knowledge of this investigation, but he's trying to cast it as a way to say that this is an investigation begun simply to extort him, which would imply that Attorney General Barr began an investigation so that months later somebody...
Yeah, so that's the dumbest part about it. Like, you can't get extorted if you haven't done something, right? So an extortion take comes along with an admission. It's like a tacit admission that you literally fucking did the thing. And the thing is you fucking a 17-year-old. So you're like, oh, I'm getting fucking extorted for fucking a 17-year-old by the, like... oh shit, I meant fuck, I didn't do that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of weird. In the words of Among Us, kind of like a self-report. I said the word, I said Among Us, and I said sus. Sussy! So Matt Gaetz has a very interesting profile. We're going to take a look at that after this video is done.
He could extort his family. I don't think that that is why AG Barr would say that he began the investigation.
That's
I also
clarified.
thought it was curious that Matt Gaetz made a point on television last night of being very specific. I never traveled with a 17-year-old.
By the way, everyone caught that. The way that he said that last night on Tucker Carlson was so stupid. Literally, I was playing role play and I fucking watched the clip for like 3 seconds. I was like, that's really weird the way he said that. I never traveled with that 17-year-old woman. You can check my records. I never traveled with her. Like, okay, so you bought her tickets to fly her out somewhere, which is the accusation. Okay, we're gonna watch that later, but yo, why is he always, what the fuck, dude? What is this? What is happening, dude? He has so many weird tweets, dude. Deal. I want a Gaetz gate. Well, you got it, brother. If there's ever a scandal about me, please call it Elongate. Matt Gaetz said this like fucking 6 days ago. Oh, yeah, I know. Tucker Carlson is pissed off. Yeah. Tucker Carlson was angered after Matt Gaetz attempted to rope him into the scandal during their bizarre Tuesday night interview, told it pissed him off, per source. Yes. He was, I told you guys already, he was not prepared. Didn't know what was really going on in this interview. Obama leads off stories as real as my 5th grade Canadian girlfriend. Dude, this has got to be a joke, right? Wait, he never said this. I will have some free time this week. Does anyone need a babysitter? That's not even real. That's fucking fake. But dude, that's funny as fuck. That's not real. Oh, dude. What the fuck is this though, dude? Back in like 2014, Matt Gaetz was like basically just saying, I like doing statutory rape in the form of tweets, okay? He literally was just like constantly. He's like, oh, I love going to high schools, kicking it and kicking it at the cool table at Destin Middle School. Good lunch table at Pace High School today. I want a Gaetz gate. There's no age that you can't be sexy. I say we change Florida's welcome sign to this. Oh god. So the funny thing is, like, okay, I'm gonna be charitable to the statutory guy, allegedly. Obviously, like, this is normal shit. This is what fucking politicians do, shit like that. And this is just him being an idiot. And this is just him saying, like, you know, old people in Florida, I think. Actually, this one's the most sus out of all of them. Where's the other ones? Hold on. Oh, this one is just him just talking about fucking how, you know, you lie about having a girlfriend, but she's in a different school when you're younger. Like, that's what he's saying. It's a meme. It's still pretty funny to make fun of him for all of this shit that he's done and said. What? With Little Miss NWF at Smoke on the Coast in Destin? Oh, come on, dude. Yo, what's with the obsession that fucking weirdos have with, like, child pageants? It's like a very conservative thing. Conservatives be like, we gotta ban cuties, and then they're like, oh, I fucking love child pageants. It's so weird. Yeah. I'm getting actual goosebumps right now. So, you know, it's very weird. Matt Gaetz is a very weird guy.
Conducted in the Central District of Florida.
It just gets curiouser and curiouser.
What the fuck? Oh, come on, dude. What is going on, dude? Oh, what the fuck? How many photos did he take with, like, little girls, dude? This is so weird. Why is there so many? Oh, at first I thought it's like a coincidence, but fuck me. This is a lot, dude. This is a lot of fucking photos with little... It's a little weird, right? Like, am I alone in this? It's kind of weird. Congratulations to Ponce de Leon Lady Pirates basketball team for winning the Girls Florida 1A Division Championship. So great. What? Dude, what is going on, dude? Somebody stop this man, dude. That's 2 days ago, man. Yo, what's happening, dude? Is this normal? Like, is it normal for a congressperson to, like, nearly exclusively go to, like, girls event? Maybe he does care about female high school athletes. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was right, dude. Dude, what the fuck, dude? I feel like this would be less weird if he had photos with boys too and not girls only. I mean, maybe he does and we're just only seeing like the photos with girls. What? It's just so weird. Does he go to parks and take photos with children? Like, what's happening? What the fuck is going on, dude? What the fuck? What is this? Why is there like 700 photos of Matt Gaetz with little girls? Why are they all like, what the fuck, dude? Come on, stop. This is worded extremely threateningly. Time to visit some 6th graders at Shoal River Middle School. Stop. Okay, dude. Okay. I think if I saw like Bernie Sanders with young like boys and girls like that, I just wouldn't feel the same way. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. It's because he's literally under investigation for fucking a 17-year-old. So that's why I feel doubly weirded out by Matt Gaetz. And also because he just straight up looks like a villain. That's funny. So let's continue. So we finished the Matt Gaetz saga. So he calls in the Tucker Carlson last night. So when you're under investigation by the Department of Justice, right, into statutory rape and potentially like sex trafficking of a minor over state lines, right? Like if that's the investigation that you are that's being conducted into you, what do? Well, you leak to Axios that you're going to quit doing politics, even though you have an incredible career ahead of you in the Republican Party. Which is why I thought it was so incredibly strange earlier yesterday. I was like, why the fuck would Matt Gaetz come out and say he's not going to run again? That's so stupid. 2 hours later, we knew what was going on. We knew immediately why he had said that. 2 hours after he said he's not going to run for future in office or anything like that, it comes out that, the Department of Justice is investigating him. So what do? Well, you go on Tucker Carlson, of course, and try to implicate your bestie. Let's watch.
The New York Times ran a story saying that Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz is under federal investigation for playing some role in sex trafficking. Instead, we've invited Congressman Gaetz on the show to respond to these stories and give us his view of them. Congressman, thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate it. So this is obviously a serious allegation. Tell us what the truth is from your perspective.
It is a horrible allegation, and it is a lie. The New York Times is running a story that I have traveled with a 17-year-old woman, and that is verifiably false. People can look at my travel records and see.
Dude, there is just something about him, dude. It's very weird. Like, he makes me so uneasy. Like, I hate Tucker Carlson, but like, bro, what did you do? Did you like fuck your eyebrows up or something on purpose to just like literally look scarier than you actually are? Like, you literally just have that fucking perfectly coiffed hair and shit. It's just so, holy fuck. 17-year-old woman, by the way. But again, I wasn't the only one who caught the fucking fact that he was like, I never traveled with that 17-year-old woman. Everyone was like, what the fuck? That's a weird way to dismiss the accusations that you fucked a 17-year-old.
What is happening is an extortion of me and my family involving a former Department of Justice official. On March 16th, my father got a text message demanding a meeting wherein a person demanded $25 million in exchange for making horrible sex trafficking allegations against me go away. Our family was so troubled by that, we went to the local FBI. And the FBI and the Department of Justice were so concerned about this attempted extortion of a member of Congress that they asked my dad to wear a wire, which he did with the former Department of Justice official. Tonight, I am demanding that the Department of Justice and the FBI release the audio recordings that were made under their supervision and at their direction, which will prove my innocence and that will show that these allegations aren't true. They're merely intended to try to bleed my family out of money. And this former Department of Justice official tomorrow was supposed to be contacted by my father so that specific instructions could be given regarding the wiring of $4.5 million as a down payment on this bribe. I don't think it's a coincidence that tonight, somehow, the New York Times is leaking this information, smearing me.
So if someone is extorting you, why would they leak that information? The entire purpose of like extortion is that they hold that over your head and then they get the money. So why would they fuck themselves over? Like, I guess these guys are simultaneously the best extorters on the planet because they are able to like catch you in fucking 4K doing something that you didn't even do, but they make it seem like it's, there's enough evidence to make it seem like you certainly did. Otherwise, the extortion wouldn't work. Here's why extortion doesn't work. If you're Matt Gaetz and you've never fucked a 17-year-old and someone says, hey, Matt Gaetz, you fucked a 17-year-old. We caught you in 4K. You say, no, I didn't. Shut the fuck up. And you move on. And then there's no extortion. But if you're Matt Gaetz and the extorters are so good that they like literally make it seem like you actually did fuck a 17-year-old when you hadn't fucked a 17-year-old, then why would they fucking fumble the bag on the finish line? Why would they just fumble right as they're about to successfully extort you? That doesn't make any fucking sense. So what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, this is his robust defense strategy, which is the extorters are very good and they made a fake story up, but also simultaneously we were going to pay them to shut up, but also then they leaked it before we could pay them.
So a couple of obvious questions that come to mind, and again, just to restate, this just happened don't have any other information beyond what we've already said and you have said. First of all, who is this Department of Justice former employee who's trying to extort the money from you, you say?
His name is David McGee. He was a top official in the leadership in the Northern District of Florida as a prosecutor. He currently works at the Beggs and Lane law firm. As a matter of fact, one of the recordings that was made at the FBI and Department of Justice request occurred at that law firm, and the money that was supposed to be paid today that would have shown even more evidence of David McGee's work in this extortion scheme, that was foiled by the New York Times story, and I believe that's why this horrible information and these terrible allegations have been used this evening.
So you're, and I'll get to the investigation in a sec, but you're saying that David McGee was motivated by greed. He was trying to extort money from your family. That's his motivation, you're saying?
I know that there was a demand for money in exchange for a commitment that he could make this investigation go away along with his co-conspirators. They even claimed to have specific connections inside the Biden White House. Now, I don't know if that's true. They were promising that Joe Biden would pardon me. Obviously, I don't need a pardon. I'm not seeking a pardon. I have not done anything improper or wrong.
What? There's no way, dude. What the fuck? So David McGee catches wind that there's an investigation going on into Matt Gaetz. And then, this story doesn't make any sense. So the originators of the investigation have to be investigating on a falsehood, right? One of the weirdest parts about this fucking story is, like, it kind of doesn't mention the Department of Justice investigation being conducted on falsehoods. At no point does he say, like, I mean, he kind of briefly alludes to it, but just moves on from whether or not the origination of this entire conversation, which is the DOJ investigation into him fucking a 17-year-old, is a completely fake investigation. An investigation which started under Trump's Department of Justice. So, like, if I was being accused of something that I haven't done, I think I wouldn't even, like, deflect away from the main point. I would literally hammer on that main point that, like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, this is falsehood. It's really stupid that they are doing this. I don't know why. I don't know where this is coming from. So, ex-GOP official Joel Greenberg was flaunted, or ex-GOP official Matt Greenberg flaunted ties to Matt Gaetz. Then he was charged with child sex trafficking. He was an ascended political player in Seminole County, where he unseated a longtime incumbent in the race for county tax collector. He won a political battle, and he constantly talked about his connections to prominent Republicans with close ties to the then President Donald Trump, including Representative Matt Gaetz and Roger Stone. Last June, his reputation fell apart in spectacular fashion when federal investigators arrested him on stalking and child sex trafficking charges, prompting his resignation. Womp womp. Now the Justice Department is investigating allegations that Gaetz had a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl and paid her to travel across state lines. The Washington Post reported on Tuesday. Gaetz confirmed that the inquiry was happening on an interview with Axios, but said the allegations are an attempt to extort his family, and the FBI is separately investigating the extortion claim. So the FBI is what? Investigating itself, because the investigation is occurring by the FBI. So what's happening here? It's unclear exactly how Greenberg's criminal case is connected to the Gaetz investigation. Greenberg's lawyers did not immediately respond to the questions from the Post, but it's clear that these two men who posed for a photo together outside the White House in 2019, and another photo, by the way, this, like, they have been around for a while, okay? They've been homies for some time now. One, they hung out back in 2017 when he was originally popped. I mean, this is like, Matt Gaetz was urging him to run back in 2017, and they hung out all the way up in 2019 as well. That's in 2017 when they're hanging out. That's in 2019 when they're hanging out. They're buds. An independent audit conducted for the county also found that he used public funds to buy body armor, weapons, ammunition, and a drone. He also purchased a $90,000 server room to benefit a cryptocurrency company he created. Oh my God, dude. Libertarians, dude. Dude, this is literally why I say just fucking build a wall around Florida, okay? I'm sorry, but, like, we literally need to keep these people inside Florida, okay? Those servers overloaded a circuit breaker inside a county building, sparking a fire that caused $6,700 in damages that weren't covered by insurance, the audit said. But of course, that wasn't enough to end his career. What actually ended up ending his career is, he stalked a fucking political adversary. He resigned the next day, and then his end to his political career was made permanent when he, got caught. I mean, this is a Florida man. This is a red-blooded Florida man, brother. That's it is what it is. Yeah, Let's get back to the fucking Matt Gaetz defense now. Now that you know a little bit more about the people the company that he keeps, and what he is being accused of.
But what I am troubled by is the real motivation for all of this. Just tonight, Ted Lieu, a Democrat, is calling on me to be removed from the House Judiciary Committee And I believe we are in an era of our politics now, Tucker, where people are smeared to try to take them out of the conversation. I'm not the only person on screen right now who's been falsely accused of a terrible sex act. You were accused of something that you did not do, and so you know what this feels like. You know the pain it can bring to.
Oh, that's really bad. Oh, it's so bad, dude. That's like, if I'm Tucker Carlson at that moment, I'm like, why the fuck are you still on my show? You gotta pull the plug, dude. It's like, motherfucker, I wasn't being investigated by the FBI. What the fuck? I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, why are you comparing your situation to mine, bro? What the fuck? We are not the same right now. Tucker, you are just like me. You and I, we are one and the same, Tucker. We also both have been investigated by the FBI for sex acts against minors.
To your family, and you know how it just puts people on defense when you're accused of something so salacious and awful, but it did not happen. It is not true. And the fact that it is the basis of this attempt to extort my family tells a lot. And if the FBI and Department of Justice will release the tapes that they are in possession of, the American people will see what is really going on.
You just referred to a mentally ill viewer who accused me of a sex crime 20 years ago. And of course, it was not true. I never met the person. But I do agree with you that being accused falsely is one of the worst things that can happen.
That's why Tucker, look at him. He's like trying to fucking, he's trying so hard not to be like, it's not the same. You cannot make this comparison. It is not the same.
And you do see it a lot. Let's go back to the investigation. You say that it was or is underway. There was an investigation. What is the basis of that investigation? What is the allegation? That's really not very clear from these news stories.
Yeah, again, I only know what I've read in the New York Times. I can say that actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine.
Bro, he is not done. He's like, well, you know, you and I are just the same. You and I went to dinner, and I brought my 17-year-old girlfriend to the dinner. Come on, Tucker, just say it. Yes, say yes, Tucker. Come on.
You'll remember her. And she was actually threatened by the FBI, told that if she wouldn't cop to the fact that somehow I was involved in some pay-for-play scheme, that she could face trouble. And so I do believe that there are people at the Department of Justice who are trying to smear me,
Yeah, dude. The hyper-reactionary Department of Justice that was under the command of the fucking Bill Barr was setting Matt Gaetz up for failure, dude. Yeah, it seems like a legitimate thing.
Providing for flights and hotel rooms for people that you're dating who are of legal age is not a crime. And I'm just troubled that the lack of any sort of legitimate investigation into me would then convert into this extortion attempt.
I don't remember the woman you're speaking of or the context at all, honestly. But I would like to know who. So they're saying there is a 17-year-old girl who you had a relationship.
Oh, God. Tucker's like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you, dude. Why did I have this motherfucker on the show, dude?
With. Is that true? And who are they? Who is this girl? What are they talking about, the New York Times?
The person doesn't exist. I have not had a relationship with a 17-year-old. That is totally false. The allegation, as I read it in the New York Times, is that I've traveled with some 17-year-old in some relationship. That is false, and records will bear that out to be false.
How long has this investigation been going on? Do you know?
It's like she was 16. Haha, technically did not lie.
I don't know.
When were you first informed of it?
Again, I really saw this as a deeply troubling challenge for my family on March 16th when people were, talking about a minor and that there were pictures of me with child prostitutes. That's obviously false. There will be no.
Bro, dude, what is he doing? What are you doing? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yo, he's just dry snitching on himself, dude. Bro, you're literally giving up more information than was like readily accessible to people. What the fuck? Why is he doing this?
No such pictures because no such thing happened. But really on March 16th was when this got going from the extortion standpoint.
It's like he's just going to keep adding on to it. You know, people are saying I did horrific sex acts with animals, but like specifically puppies. And, puppies are very cute, but they're also a lot younger than like a regular dog. And like, dogs are like 7 times the age of humans, right? So like technically, a 3-month-old puppy, well, it's whatever, it's called puppy play, Tucker. Not a human being. They're saying that I've been doing this, but I wasn't doing this, of course. He's just like getting really into it and like explaining things that no one knew existed. You know what I mean? He's just, yeah, you know, Tucker, they're saying I murdered someone. It's like, what? No, they're not. Shut up. Shut up, Matt Gaetz.
So what happens next? I mean, you can see there is this investigation, I guess a criminal investigation. I'm not quite sure where the sex trafficking part comes in. I don't, again, for the fifth time, I don't really understand the story very well. But
oh no! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! No, okay, we're just fucking around. Okay, let's keep going.
Where does it go from here? I mean, you've made an allegation against someone by name on the air and accused him of trying to extort millions of dollars from your family. What happens tomorrow?
Well, what was supposed to happen was the transfer of this money that would have implicated the former colleague of these current DOJ officials. But that's obviously not going to happen tomorrow because the New York Times story was leaked in order to quell that investigative effort. So here's what needs to happen next. The FBI and the Department of Justice must release the tapes that are in their possession that were done at their direction. Those tapes will show that I am innocent and that the whole concept of sex charges against me was really just a way to try to bleed my family out of money and probably smear my name because I am a well-known, outspoken conservative, and I guess that's out of style in a lot of parts of the country right now.
Matt Gaetz, I appreciate your coming on tonight.
Thanks for giving me the chance to tell the truth, Tucker. I appreciate it.
It's a more interesting and complicated story than I knew from reading about it. Thank you very much.
Look at his face, dude. Tucker Carlson.
If you just saw our Matt Gaetz interview, that was one of the weirdest interviews I've ever conducted. That story just appeared in the news a couple of hours ago. And on the certainty that there's always more than you read in the newspaper, we immediately called Matt Gaetz and asked him to come on and tell us more, which, as you saw, he did. I don't think that clarified much, but it certainly showed this is a deeply interesting story, and we'll be following it. Don't quite understand it, but we'll bring.
You know he's fucking mad, dude. Found a picture without a girl. Oh, so stupid. Matt Gaetz vehemently denies wristful of sex bracelets has anything to do with 17-year-old. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.